Hey, have you ever heard about the Schwarzbier? Let's make one. Hey, have you ever wondered what a Schwarzbier is? It's technically very similar to a Dunkel, just a little bit more chocolate, let's call it. So yeah, let's weigh everything, mill everything, and get everything ready for Clandestino. All right, everyone. Well, hey, we're here in Clandestino now. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the mash tun ready. But before that, I'm gonna tell you what's the grain bill is gonna be. All right, we're gonna use 7.5 kilos of Munich malt. I'm using Canadian malting. We're gonna use 3.5 kilos of Pilsner malt, which I'm using Canadian malting as well. We're gonna use half a kilo of Carafa 2. And we're gonna use half a kilo of Choco wheat. That's all we're gonna use. So yeah, let's get the mash tun ready. I'll tell you how much water or volume of water we're gonna need. But yeah, let's start. All right, we're gonna start with 11 gallons of water. Let's fill up the mash tun. We're also gonna add calcium chloride, 1.5 grams, and 3 grams of calcium sulfate. All right, we got 11 gallons of water. We already add our salt. I previously heat up the water to 62 Celsius. So now I'm gonna dump the grain in and my temperature should drop to 58. And from then, we're gonna start our first decoction. We're gonna do 3 decoctions in this beer. So yeah, let's start it. All right, we got all the grain in our mash tun, and the temperature is as I was expecting, so 58, so that's perfect. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna separate 30% of the volume, and we're gonna put it into our kettle, and we're gonna heat it up to 64, and we're gonna let it there for half an hour, and then we're gonna boil. But this is for the first step. Let's mash the first part. All right, it's been 30 minutes. We were mashing at our first decoction. We were mashing at 64. So now what we're gonna do, we're going to start boiling for 5 minutes. All right, we finished boiling. We boiled it for 5 minutes. Now we're gonna put it back into the main mash. All right, we put it back into the main mash. My temperature raised more than I was expecting. I was expecting to get 64, 65, but now I got 68. So I think we're gonna end up having 2 decoctions instead. So what we're gonna do now, we got 68, we're gonna get 30% back into the main mash again, into the kettle, and then we're gonna mash it at 71. And then after we mash it at 71, we're gonna start boiling, and then we're gonna put it back into that, and that should bring us up to mash out, and then we can keep going on our brewing day. All right, so yeah, let's remove another 30%. All right, we finished mashing for 20 minutes the second decoction. So now what we're doing is boiling. We're gonna boil for 5 minutes. After we finish boiling for 5 minutes, we're gonna put it back into the main mash. Remember in the last clip I said I will do like 2 decoction because like certain things like they got too hot what I was expecting, or hotter than what I was expecting. I left my mash tun without the lid. So it dropped the temperature to 65, 66. So now I think I have room to do the third decoction because I really want to do the third decoction. So I think we're back in track. So let's see what it brings us up. We should get about like 72 to 74. That would be perfect. And then like if with that temperature, we basically gonna do the third decoction. But yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, let's start boiling this decoction for 5 minutes. All right, well, we're finished the 5 minutes, so we're gonna bring the decoction back into the main mash. The temperature should raise to 73, 74. If it is what I'm expecting. What we're gonna do, we're gonna do the third decoction. The only thing we're gonna do, we're gonna put it back into we're gonna take 30% of the mash, and we're gonna put it back into the kettle. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna basically maybe mash for like 5-10 minutes, and then do the boil for 5 minutes, and we'll be done. We'll send it back. We should get to the temperature of a mash out. All right, well, yeah, let's get it done. All right, so yeah, I was right in my calculation, or what I was expected, I want to say it. We're 72, so 72, 73, I think it would be perfect. So now we're gonna let the whole mash for 10 more minutes all together, and then basically it's the temperature I will mash in the decoction anyways. So I'm gonna leave it there. So I'm just gonna remove some part of that after 10 minutes, and then we're gonna boil it for 5 minutes. That will be just to raise our temperature to 78, and at that point we're in mash out, and now we can start our laddering. All right, so yeah, let's do it. All right, we separate 30% and we're sending it to the kettle. So now we're gonna boil for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna send it back. And my temperature in the mash tun is 72 Celsius, degrees Celsius. And after that, basically we're gonna bring it back. We should get in between 76 to 78, which is perfect for mash out. And yeah, no, all the styles require decoction. Decoction is a lot of work, yes it is, but it is really worth it. I really recommend it, especially in German styles. All right, so yeah, let's keep brewing. All right, we finished boiling for 5 minutes. We put it back into the main mash. Our temperature raised to 74. I want to mash out the 77, so I basically, I'm heating it up to 77 so we can actually start recirculating and then laddering. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got the 77 Celsius that we were looking for. So now what we're doing is recirculating the mash so we can clear it up, and then we can start our laddering. All right, we're laddering with about 1/3. So what we're gonna do, basically, we're gonna start heating up. It's no point to finish transferring completely and then start boiling. It's gonna take quite a while to start boiling, so might as well, let's save some time. All right, let's start boiling. All right, and this beer is not very, let's see, this is not bitter. So what we're gonna do is basically we're gonna add some Magnum, as it's a German style, so I decided to use Magnum as it has a 16.4% alpha acid I want to have in my fridge or in my freezer. So we're gonna add it at the beginning of the boil for 60 minutes. So yeah, let's add it. This is 30 grams of Magnum. All right, we're getting close to 15 minutes left on boiling, so that's when we're gonna add the chilling coil, so they can start sterilization. And also we're gonna connect the pump and do a little bit of recirculation so we can sterilize the lines of the hoses that we're gonna use for transferring, and also the pump. All right, so yeah, when it's 10 minutes left, we're gonna add some hop, but I will let you know how much it's gonna be and what's gonna be. All right, okay, let's sterilize everything. All right, we're getting close to 10 minutes. It's like about a minute left before that. So this is 45 grams of sauce, and this sauce is at a 2.4% alpha acid. Let's add it to it. All right, we finished boiling, so now we're cooling. So we're gonna add 50 grams of sauce, the same sauce, 2.4% alpha acid. We're gonna add it into as a hop stand when we're about 80 Celsius. All right, let's wait to add it. All right, we finished with transferring into the fermenter right now. We're gonna add the yeast. The yeast we're using is called Lost Lager by Lallemand, and that is a Bavarian lager yeast, which it was very popular in the 50s, and they stopped using it as it was a lack of nutrients, etc., etc. The story is pretty cool. So basically, we got some nutrients on our worth. So yeah, let's see what happened. Let's see what result we get with that yeast. Let's pitch. All right, we're done. We got 1.054. I was expecting 51, so I got 3 more points, and also I got 1 gallon more. So the new mill that I bought with 3 rollers is actually working pretty good. It's getting better efficiency in my system, so that's great. What I did is, like, I set my fermenter to be fermented at 10 degrees. Tomorrow, when it starts, the fermentation starts. If tomorrow is already like fermenting, we're gonna let it rise to 12, and then the next day we're gonna let it rise to 14, and then we're gonna let it there for 3 or 4 days, and then we're gonna let it raise to 17 so he can start doing the diacetyl rest. All right, for now, let's go rest. All right, the part of the video that I enjoy most, when we get to try the beer that we create. Well, Schwarzbier, as you guys see in the video, we use Lost Lager yeast by Scarman, not for a particular reason, only like it was a new yeast, and I like the story that they got, like I mentioned it on the beginning of the video. So I found it interesting and say, let's try it. Let's make one with like this yeast to see how it works. We prepare for what they were saying, like there was lack of nutrients and etc. etc. That's why they stopped to use it. So we busted up a little bit more for this yeast. And in the end, I was expecting having 1.010, and I end up with 1.014. It's a little bit higher than I was expecting, like I said, but like it's not that bad. I would be scared if it would be like 16 or 18. I would be, would be a little bit too high for the style, especially when it's like 4% beer, right? 4.7, almost 5. Well, let's try it. But before that, subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell, hit that like button, leave your comment. As a matter of fact, someone in the comments said if I had a video showing all my equipment for make beer and explaining how everything works. No, I don't. So I guess I'm gonna have to make one. We're gonna work out on that one. But okay, let's try this beer. In aroma, you can smell a little bit of a dark chocolate. To me, dark chocolate and like the milk chocolate, milk chocolate, whatever, the other chocolate, it has a different smell. This one smells like like the dark one. The color is really dark. You can't see anything through it. It's a good lace. And flavor, I can taste a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of coffee. But a chocolate is a little stronger than coffee, which makes sense for the malts we use. But when I'm saying that you can taste it, it's not like a porter. You know, like porter will have like chocolate flavor, coffee flavor as well, but they're very, very intense. It's like kind of like predominant, or like, I don't even know what I say the word, but it's the one that is the main flavor of the beer. Let's say it. And in this one, it's just there. You can taste it, but it doesn't overpower anything else. So even if it's 1.014, it's still pretty smooth, and I don't know what I said, dry, but it's still pretty smooth for like summer day. Like really, like if you like dark beers, obviously, because it's a completely different taste than what a Pilsner would be. But their intensity also in dark beers as a flavors and stuff like that. So pretty well balanced, I will say. I would recommend it to make it if you want to try it. Like the recipe's right there. Simple. My efficient is like 80. Let's put 82%. So, and my equipment, and it's made for 15-gallon final. So that's the reference I can give you, so you can basically scale it to your system. But yeah, well, I think that's it. We'll see you in the next one.